Hey everybody, this is Mario Ariave with Utmost Performance Coaching. Now, one of the things that we all know is that in order to win a race, you have to be the fastest, right? When you're competing, really the only metric that really matters at the end of the day when we do the podium celebration is speed. Who went the fastest? Who crossed the finish line first? And that's it. End of discussion. We could stand around in the parking lot. We can compare heart rate data. We can compare power data, cadence, whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, the person who had the fastest average speed is the person that won. Now, what I want to talk about today, one of the things that I've seen in my experience as a coach is the fact that when a lot of us are training, we're not thinking that way. We're not thinking about the fact that I'm training to prepare myself for a competition. And in that competition, what's going to make me successful or unsuccessful is ultimately going to be measured by my speed. It's going to be measured at the rate at which I move in comparison to the other competitors. Now, why am I bringing this up? What do I mean? What would it look like for us to have a better focus during our training on the fact that speed is king? We've all heard that phrase. Well, when we're riding, even if it's endurance rides, especially if they're intervals with any kind of intensity, we should really be thinking about, okay, I've got maybe a power metric or maybe a heart rate metric that I'm aiming for that maybe me or my coach has set out for me. But I also want to be fast in addition to putting out that power or riding at that heart rate. And what does that look like? Pretty simply, body position. I find that a lot of riders don't dedicate enough time to riding in a position that is going to equate to a faster speed. And I see it all the time. Riders riding up at the tops of their hoods, not the arrow position on their hoods. That's different. We'll get to that in a second. I'm talking about just cruising along up top or even hanging on here and bodies up, taking a lot of wind, no aerodynamic benefit or very little aerodynamic benefit. What about getting in the drops? Literally getting in the drops, getting low. I find that a lot of riders don't do that. They don't do that often enough, if at all. A lot of times I'll prompt a rider and say, hey, start practicing and getting into that position and ride that position. And oftentimes the response I get is, I do, but I can't hold that position for very long. Well, the good news is that's a skill that can be improved. How do we improve it? We need to improve it by the most obvious one is spending time in that position. When you're out on your rides, get in those aerodynamic positions. Think about that and get in those positions. And if you can only hold it for a couple of minutes, that's fine. Then come on back up and get comfortable again and then go back down and work on developing that skill of being able to ride in that position for a longer period of time. That's the first thing. And it's pretty simple. But again, you've got to have it on your mind. You've got to be thinking about it. The second thing is why, kind of tracing back to, I can't ride in that position for very long, Mario. It bothers me. My back starts to bother me. I get uncomfortable, my shoulders, my neck. Well, core work and doing some kind of work, not because our neck and our shoulders hurt, that may not be as much core work, although it can be for the shoulders. But for the back, especially, that core work. Are you doing core work? Are you planking? Are you doing sit ups? Are you doing some kind of off the bike strength work that is allowing you to be in that position for a longer period of time? Because, yes, it is more demanding to ride lower than it is to be upright. If you just look at your common bike that you would get maybe from a Walmart or something like that, it's pretty aggressive in terms of sitting you up. And we're on race bikes and machines and we're trying to get down low. But practicing being in that position, thinking about it, folks, speed is king. And this is something that costs us absolutely nothing. If we can get away with not only speed being king, but if we can get away with free speed because we can get in a better position than our competitors do, and we can maybe even, sometimes maybe it's even a less power output that you've got to do to keep your bike moving faster or a lower heart rate, then why wouldn't we do that? We need to start thinking about it. Speed is ultimately what's going to win you a race. It's not power and it's not heart rate. So developing time in those positions that are going to net you a faster speed. Do it. Dedicate some time to it. If you guys have any questions over this, or if you want some more practical tips that you can use when training, please message me, reach out to me, and I would love to get back with you. You guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day.